Hello, welcome to episode 2 of the BigBlue podcast. I'm Ian, and I'm here with my friend Jeff, and we're just going to discuss this whole week of football. We have a lot to talk about, some good, some bad. So, I'm just going to ease this right in, Jeff. Let's talk about the trade deadline.
All right, so basically, my opinions on the trade deadline this year was kind of boring.
It was
It
the worst
wasn't.
trade deadline in a long time. I'm just going to say that. Very
Uh,
boring.
I will say, as a Packers fan, it was very frustrating to see that we had discussions with Will Fuller, and then also a couple weeks ago we had discussions about Antonio Brown coming to the Packers.
By the way, my fantasy team would have appreciated the Will Fuller pickup, but we don't have to talk about
Yeah, no,
that.
I'm as a Packers fan, I after last week's game, and we'll get into it later, but we just definitely need a wide receiver two, or a wide receiver three that we can trust upon, and or a defensive tackle like JJ Watt, which would have been also really awesome
Wait,
to
JJ
have.
Watt's a DN, though, right? No?
He's a DN in a 4-3,
Yeah, you're right.
but we play a 3-4, so
He would be the tackle, I guess.
yeah,
I don't know. All right.
he's
So,
great either way, so it doesn't really
yeah,
matter.
he's a great player. Great freaking player. I mean, freaking player. But here's the thing. When I'm noticing, at least when I'm watching what's it called? At least watch the trade deadline this year. I know this is off topic, but the NBA trade deadline is so superior to the NFL trade deadline, it's not even funny.
I don't even have any words to discuss it because it's so true. Like, there's
Right.
just no two ways about it. Because you
Yeah.
can see, like, big names that, like, all of a sudden get traded and you're like, what?
Yeah.
Um,
Absolutely.
so this is very
Hold on. I think
interesting.
my volume was a little louder than yours, so that was a yikes, but I just fixed it up. Alright, I'm sorry if it wasn't so good to start. No, Jeff, you don't have to mute. It's just, I was just louder on the OBS. That's the reason. Alright,
I see.
so, here's one more thing. It's really irking me, really bothering me. Why did, just, I hate how uneventful the NFL trade deadline is. Trade deadline should be a fun day, and it should be just a good time, but no, horrible this year. Not very fun. I mean, how about like Yannick Njoku and his trade, and how, for example, he wasn't even on the Vikings for 2 months. Like, imagine, he was there 2 months, gone. Nothing really happened there. But yeah, there really wasn't many trades. Not very eventful. I mean, the Dolphins and the Patriots made a trade, but it just wasn't very good. Let's talk about the games this week because I think we have a decent amount to discuss. Wouldn't you say so?
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Oh,
There's upsets,
absolutely.
definitely.
So let's start in chronological. Let's start with TNF. How are we feeling about Thursday night football?
So, Falcons Panthers. I actually thought this wasn't a terrible game.
It wasn't.
It was not.
I had a good time. You had a good time. I think it was a.
I think the story is um, Julio Jones carried Matt Ryan's dumb butt
You
to a win,
could say that.
and I think the Panthers, as much people give their secondary credit, they're just not that good.
I mean,
Like,
sorry for cutting you off, but I just think one thing I really like about the Panthers is Teddy Bridgewater looks very competent. Not great, not bad, very competent when he plays. Like, it's a lot more than you can say about a lot of other quarterbacks recently. But I just like his composure. I think if they I think he can actually win them. Like, I think personally, he's not a bad long term option if they really want to do that. Because I know he signed a 3-year contract. I know it was for a lot of money. But we all know if they could get like Lawrence or someone like that, they might just pull the trigger on that. So
I will say what's really funny is Teddy Bridgewater. I looked up his stats, and he has 9 touchdowns.
6 picks, yeah.
Yeah, so um, I think it's him getting adjusted again to a different system because, as you know, he played underneath Sean Payton's system in New Orleans, and Matt Rule's system is definitely different, more defensive driven, um, not very offensive friendly. So
Uh huh.
it's kind of hard for them.
Right, I would definitely say that. All right. I mean, Thursday Night Football this week, in my opinion, nothing really special. It was a good game. I enjoyed it, but I don't think it was really that many storylines. The Panthers did like personally, the Panthers should have won that game from the get go. They're a better team than the Falcons, but also at the same time, the Falcons didn't choke a lead, so good for Atlanta fans. I'm very happy to see that. I enjoyed it. I know you enjoyed it very much. So let's move on. Let's talk about the Packers game versus the Vikings because I know you're really happy about the result of that game, right?
I hate you, but yeah, no, it was definitely interesting because I didn't expect Dalvin Cook to play. Because as you know, the Packers are very like scary or like not scary with like they're afraid to put in their star players
Mm-hmm.
when they're injured, and
Right.
so like Aaron Jones has been out with a calf strain
Mm-hmm.
for a while, and I thought Dalvin Cook might not play, and well, he certainly did.
Oh, he played.
He definitely played.
Oh, he was there.
Oh, he was definitely there. I have a problem with a couple of guys. I think it's time for a defensive coordinator, Brian Gutekunst, to go. I thought
Hey, go
last
where,
year,
Jeff? Go where?
like, out of yeah.
I know.
I mean, I would love the pickup of Wade Phillips. Like, I think he's amazing. Um, I have a problem with the receivers. Receivers are so annoying.
Right.
And the penalties were just terrible this week. Like the refs just sucked this week for all games.
I'm gonna
Like
be
not even.
honest. Refs were not great this week. We're gonna talk
Uh,
about that later. But overall, I know it wasn't exciting. But one thing I've noticed, and this is why I would hate to be Aaron Rodgers right now, the fact that the Packers couldn't get a deal done for Will Fuller when Tom Brady is getting the ultimate treatment in Tampa Bay, when they're getting everyone, they're working their freaking butts off to get whoever they want for Tom Brady. Like Antonio Brown, they'll go after. They'll go over Leonard Fournette. These little things that a team like the Packers could do to make him happy. But instead of picking up someone to help him, they picked up another quarterback in the first round. I'm not saying it's
and
not going to work out for the Packers in the long run, but if I'm Aaron Rodgers, I would like a little more loyalty to your Super Bowl winning quarterback, personally.
I I would agree, and I have frustration with that.
I hope you would have frustration with that. It's horrible.
I, like it's annoying to see what we're doing to the guy who's led us to the Super Bowl. Um,
Absolutely.
Won the Super Bowl, won two
I
MVPs.
do think it's disappointing though. He should have another Super Bowl win by this stage in his career.
Yeah, and what was really annoying is Ian. Not even that we didn't pick up a wide receiver, but we didn't pick up a linebacker in the first round.
I mean,
So
we
as
really enjoy your linebacker from last year. By the way, he's having a great season in New York.
yeah, no, 82
He's gonna be a Pro
tackles.
Bowler this year. By the way, I'm
Oh,
genuinely convinced. Him and Bradbury, except Bradbury played bad last night, but they're both gonna make some noise in the Pro Bowl selection process. I'm just saying.
I would agree. I mean, I'm not even kidding. Like
Right.
this is really really annoying. Just as a fan, we didn't improve any on defense this past year.
Right.
Brian Gutekunst, by the way, is putting Preston Smith out in coverage on a wide receiver.
Mm-hmm. All right. I think we can phase out of this Packers talk because I don't want to
Yeah,
spend 8 minutes. I mean, like 6 minutes on every game. We're gonna be here for a long time. So
yeah, no,
let's
I
move
agree.
in to the Titans and Bengals. Another upset. I don't think many people were expecting coming into this week. Joe Burrow is the real deal. That's all I gotta say. I mean that.
I thought Joe Burrow was really really good. I think we got to give some credit to the defense kind of
Mm-hmm.
slowing down
Yep.
Derrick, which is or attempt.
I mean, 112 yards and a touchdown isn't exactly slowing down in my book, but we can.
Yeah, that's true. But
And averaging 6 yards a carry, I wouldn't exactly call that slowing down. But
yeah, but like for the
yeah,
Bengals defense.
yeah, I agree. No one expected that. Bye.
Um,
I'm just messing with you.
but yeah, no, I think you also got to give some credit to the bank. Like I mean, Bengals defense actually put up some pretty good numbers. They definitely held their tackles. They sacked the quarterback once. I mean, overall, it seemed like a pretty like one-sided game. I think
Mm-hmm.
just Joe Burrow went off.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, no, like that's just all I gotta say really. It's because
And yeah, I don't think really think there's as much to talk about because we're not really a supporter of either of these teams. Because I was watching Red Zone, so I couldn't catch this whole game. Like I only saw moments, but overall it was just pretty entertaining from what I saw, and a good performance from both teams. How do you feel about the Jets blowing out the Chiefs? I know, super unexpected. No one.
yeah, totally, totally.
Yeah. The Jets
Not
blew them
like
out. What'd you say?
we didn't see this coming. It was just so interesting.
All right. The Chiefs blew out the Jets in the normal expected fashion. And honestly, all I gotta say is, I don't know who has it worse. Is it the Jets fans or the Giants fans? Because I don't know yet. I can't decide. I think right now it's honestly the Giants fans, but we can talk about
Well,
that later.
I think it's the Giants fans as well
Because
because you
we always get close to winning and we blow
yeah
leads. We've blown an 11-point lead in our last three losses, but
not as
that's
worse as the Chargers, but we'll talk about that.
yeah. All right,
They
let's.
17
Oh, what'd you say?
24.
Sorry, I apologize.
They blew 17-17 and then I think a 24 or something like that.
Yeah. A lot of bad teams blowing leads. It's horrible. But we're going to talk about that when we get to the Giants. 'Cause I have a lot of ranting to do, and I hope you guys are ready for it. Let's talk about the Colts and the Lions. Let me tell you about this Colts team. They are going to make some noise in the playoffs, and you are all going to be surprised. I'm telling you, I love this Colts team. Phillip Rivers is honestly having a decent campaign. Not like amazing, but he's playing a pretty decent season. What do you think?
Philip Rivers is definitely one of my like quarterbacks because he can be really hot one game and then really
I
bad the
mean,
next game.
he is the worst of the top three quarterbacks in his draft class, but I'll discuss that later. Um, it's the thing about Phillip is he's always had a consistent, decent team around him, and he's never been able to just do it to get that elusive Super Bowl win. And you can call things what you want, but the thing about Phillip Rivers is he personally, I believe, is what held back his Super Bowl teams. As good as his competing teams, because as good as he was and consistent he is, you can't. I don't really know who else to blame at certain points in his career, and that's why I hope he can put it together with the Colts this year, but I don't expect it.
Look, all I gotta say is this Russian game. They had like a total of 40 carries, which is insane. Almost 40 carries.
It really
And
is.
like the O line is just great in my opinion. So I wouldn't be I wouldn't say anything bad against this team.
But really, Phil Rivers has done great the last two games, especially.
Two games. We'll see. We'll
Right.
see.
He's been putting it together. 6 touchdowns, 1 interception the last two games, and about 600 yards passing. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's a good stretch.
Yeah.
All right, let's discuss what game do we want to talk about next. Let's talk about the Steelers and the Ravens. This one was a great game. The Steelers are the most complete team in football. I don't want anyone to argue with me right now. That team is insane, and no one expected. I mean, people expected it, but I didn't expect it.
All I gotta say is you're right. They're the most complete team. That defense is the best in the league.
Whew.
Not the best in fantasy wise, but the best in the league in real life.
All I gotta say is the Ravens let up more points to the Steelers than the Giants did. Whew. Just saying.
Uh,
I mean, the ending.
true.
I
It's
love
true.
games that go down to the wire. I love them so much. So great. So
I think
exciting.
I think the story that we gotta say is Lamar Jackson throwing those two picks.
The pick six at the start of the game is what set the tone for the rest. They weren't winning that game after that play. I was pretty much dead set on that thought.
then they come back and it's like a very close game, and then he throws it into like triple coverage on the last play. I'm like, Lamar, you had like three other options, and you throw it to your tight end, like which is your main target. So everybody's gonna think you're gonna throw there.
Mm-hmm.
And it just bothers me, but,
Yeah.
you know.
I mean,
I,
personally, I don't really know what to tell you at this stage. I'm just. I mean,
it was a really good game. I think
yeah.
this was the game of the week. My
There's a couple games that I could argue against that with, like the amazing Chiefs blowout. It was really a great game. It was very
yeah,
entertaining. No,
yeah.
the other game that I could put there is Bills and Patriots. It was a pretty good game. I like that one too. Or Saints and Bears. Saints and Bears might take that, but
Nah, that wasn't a game at all.
I
Nah.
liked it. I really personally enjoyed it. All right, let's go on to the Rams and the Dolphins. I feel so bad for Ryan Fitzpatrick, and honestly, Tua wasn't all that impressive. He was good. He got the job done, but I think Fitzpatrick would have got the job done too, and that's why, like, that's how I feel at least with Miami.
Bro, all I gotta say is the Rams just sucked.
Yeah,
Oh my god, Jared Goff passing for 30 or 61 attempts.
yeah, Rams
Look at
weren't so good.
35
Mhm,
and 2 picks, 1 touchdown, but fumbled also twice.
mhm.
Makes me so mad and just pissed off. Like if Jared Goff doesn't throw this game or doesn't even be terrible, I don't even know how to describe it. If he
Yeah,
just isn't bad, they're okay.
right.
But so and it's just any given Sunday, and I think Sean McVay will have a word with him about how he's going to get out of this team, and he's going to draft someone
I
else.
cannot believe how much they paid that guy. I cannot believe how much trust they put into Jared Goff to lead this franchise.
Bro, Jared Goff is just trash.
Mm-hmm.
He looks good because Sean McVay is a good coach.
Absolutely. That is a big thing that people are forgetting. Sean McVay is a great coach, and he is not getting enough credit, in my opinion. You can disagree. I think Sean McVay is getting too much hate. He shouldn't be getting. Was he a 1 year wonder? Maybe. Is he a good coach? Yes. That's all I gotta say.
I disagree. I disagree with the hate comments as well. I think we look at it. It's Mike Shanahan. Then we got Pete Carroll and his offensive
Right.
coordinator, who's letting Russ cook. We got Bruce Arians, and then I think you go Sean McVay, and then Matt LaFleur. Like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, and even John Gruden can be up there. Like, those are some dang good coaches.
Definitely. All right, I'm here to ask you about the Bills and the Patriots because Cam Newton statistically this season is playing cans, but the truth is, I don't think Cam Newton is the problem on this Patriots team. They have no weapons. They have no real way to beat teams. They are literally running on Bill Belichick's brain. Like that is how this Patriots team is running, and the Bills are not phony. I think the Bills can really do some damage in the playoffs this year as well.
The Bills. I don't even know how to describe it. Cam Newton is not the problem, as you said. Cam Newton is playing with no wide receivers, and I think this year they'll get a high draft pick. They'll probably pick Jalen Waddle or Devonta Smith because they're probably going to be worried about the injury with Jalen Waddle.
Right.
I feel bad for Cam because Cam isn't the problem.
Right.
It's just the weapons.
2 touchdowns, 7 picks doesn't look good to the naked eye, but we all know it's not really the issue.
Right.
How about them Browns?
Yeah, no. It's kind of apparent that the Raiders are a good football team. They just have a tougher schedule than the Browns.
For sure.
They feel not even, passing for a touchdown, but didn't even look terrible.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I don't even know what to say. This just sucks for the Browns, but the Raiders actually look decent. Josh Jacobs, oh my God, he carried it 31 times for 128 yards, and he averaged 4.1 yards per carry, which is just insane. So, yeah, no, this game, losing, or not losing, but a low scoring game, and it was actually better than probably people could think about it,
Nice.
or better than people
Yeah,
think about
I would say for sure. I mean, the truth is, I think the Raiders are also a good team. I don't know how far they'll go just because of, teams in their division and such.
it. They'll probably playoffs.
Yeah, probably. And if this 8 team playoff thing goes into effect with some missed games, they'll definitely get in.
I thought it was
Um,
only.
no. It's 7 normally, but I'm not sure you heard about this. But if we lose weeks off the schedule because of COVID, actually, I can't say that word. Get demonetized, whatever. I don't care. We don't make money. Um, because of the virus, um, they might add another team to the playoffs and remove a couple weeks if necessary. Yeah, I know, super interesting, right? But
Yeah.
here's the thing. I think they will get in. I don't know how far they'll go, but I hope they make it to the playoffs. Their fans deserve some good teams. How about the Broncos and the Chargers?
I feel
I
bad
feel
for Justin.
so bad for Chargers fans. Oh my god, they don't catch a
I,
break.
I don't even know what to say. I don't.
PI? I mean, come on, that I even felt bad. Like,
I think the deciding factor was Justin Herbert throwing those picks, but um,
actually
look
that's
at
a discussion
the
we
refs
should have.
calling was just terrible. The refs calling was just terrible.
Yeah, yeah. Refs this week weren't exactly good. How about that?
Uh, you can say very very bad.
Yeah, the refs this week, my opinion at least, ruined a couple games and showed who they favor. They favor teams with a chance to like. I'll discuss it when we get to the Giants game because I actually have a semi rant and a lot of people agree with me on this one.
All right. I
We
would love
got
to
the
hear.
Saints and the Bears. How you feel about that? I think that was a prove it game for both teams. It was a must win, honestly, for both. Actually, the Bears got off easy because you lost the Vikings, but it was really a must win game for both teams, as you know. So
Yeah.
the thing is, I personally the Saints should have won that game in regulation, but in overtime, I'm happy the Bears at least hit their kick because I can't imagine the pain the Chicago Bears fans would feel with another double doink or another kick like miss like that. So I'm happy it ended up easier for the Bears fans. At least they lost fairly. No screw up.
The refs were pretty bad in that game,
Mm-hmm.
but I think I just don't think that Matt Nagy is a good coach.
Mm-hmm.
He throws like a bazillion of screen passes.
Right. All right.
It's me off because Matt Nagy and um, Sean McVay do the same thing, and it just doesn't work. And then they're like, "Well, we're gonna do it again."
Mm-hmm.
And
All
it's
right.
like, "Well, dang."
Yeah. And the thing is, that game it was good. I thought it was personally just almost as good a game as Steelers Ravens, but personally, the game that got me excited and that actually won me my fantasy game was the 49ers and the Seahawks. Oh my god, I am in love with DJ Dallas. What a monster. What a game by him. And what a game by Russell Wilson. But can we just talk about my man DJ Dallas for 1 second? He single handedly won me my fantasy game. I picked him up on the waivers right before the game because of all the injuries with the running backs on the Seahawks, and bam, 25 points, and I beat a good team in fantasy. I'm just very happy about that. Very proud.
Congratulations. I'm the league leader, so
No, you're not.
whatever.
You're just 6-2. I'm 2-6. Same difference. All right.
Yeah.
Whatever. I thought it was a good game. I think the Seahawks are obviously the better team. The 49ers
Yeah.
are in a really bad situation in the best division in football. They are literally they're not in a good spot. How about that?
I don't even think like the team is terrible. I think if the team was healthy, they would be a lot better.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see this week because the 49ers and the Packers face on Thursday Night Football. So
Exciting.
yeah.
Cowboys, Eagles. I don't even want to talk about that game. It was a disaster. Not an entertaining game at all. Carson
We
Wentz is
can
the worst quarterback in the NFC East. I don't even need to discuss. Actually, that's not true. But we could talk about Daniel Jones being a turnover machine. Meet the turnover GOAT, Carson Wentz. 4 turnovers against the
didn't
Cowboys.
have that.
What'd you say?
Didn't Daniel Jones almost have that?
No, he had 2.
I'm just messing with you. The Eagles just played lights out on defense. Ben DiNucci felt bad for him
He
because
didn't
he
actually
did
have such a horrible game himself. He did what he could.
1 for 40 and 180.
Mm-hmm.
They should have handed off the ball.
I like all the trick plays the Cowboys were doing. It was entertaining, at least, when they ran the fun trick plays.
Yeah.
It just showed how little trust they had in Ben DiNucci. But
I think, Trevon Diggs is actually not terrible. Like, not a great cornerback, but not a terrible cornerback. Or it could be that Carson Wentz is so fucking bad. Excuse my language.
yeah, it's alright. So I'm going to lead us into the biggest topic that I've been... Basically what ruined my day yesterday. The Giants, the Buccaneers. Now, this is a game I knew the Giants could win going right in. The problem with the Giants is it's finished. They have to finish. They don't even choke. They just don't finish. They have to be able to finish football games. And they also... This is another issue I have with the refs. The final play call, I actually don't have a problem with the call. It makes sense. It's okay. Daniel Jones should have made that throw earlier on the 2-point conversion. But my problem really is the referees don't... They make... Example, for a good team, the referees will give you the call. If you're a bad team, unless it's an obvious, blatant call, they're not going to make the call for you. They want Tom Brady to win.
I mean, they do have a thing for Tom Brady, but
they have more than a thing for Tom Brady.
The Packers have a bunch of terrible calls that just were not called.
Well, I don't think the NFL necessarily wants the small market Green Bay Packers to win, Jeff. I'm going to be honest with you. They already did that winning thing once. They don't need to do it again. At least not with Aaron Rodgers. But the thing is, Daniel Jones was the problem last night. He missed a ton of deep balls, and he had 2 horrible interceptions. He needs to learn when to throw. Number one, he needs to learn when to throw the ball away. He needs to learn when to take a sack. He just needs to have better instincts, straight up. I know young Eli played the exact same way. So I'm not giving up on Daniel Jones yet, the way people like you are, Jeff. Because I know this is the kind of trait that shows he will do whatever it takes to win. Like, he always has the mindset, we're scoring a touchdown on this play. It's a great mindset to have. You just got to know when to take...
When not to
right.
do that.
When to say, you know what? We're not going to score here.
I think I like what Bruce Arians said.
I did not like it. No. He said, God bless him. I mean, come on.
I mean, the Giants organization is not great, but
yeah, I can agree with that. Yeah, I think we can all agree with that. Fire Dave Gettleman. Hashtag fire Dave Gettleman. Hashtag fire Dave Gettleman. I could say that a lot more times.
I think Daniel Jones, what he needs to do, because Bruce Arians also said that he just needs to play. He needs to stop trying to carry the team.
Yeah, because last night the Giants are a fun team to watch. Genuinely, they have a lot of fun guys in their team, and the defense actually can hold their own against good football teams. If last night didn't prove that. What'd you say?
James Bradbury.
Now, last night, I don't want to talk about it. He played horrible last night. 2 defensive PIs and a let-up touchdown.
Yeah,
not his best game. But overall, James Bradbury is a very good corner, and I think he deserves a Pro Bowl bid this year. How do you feel about... how did you feel about Golden Tate, his beautiful touchdown catch at the end? Because that was a dime. You can't even cap. That was a dime.
That was a dot.
And that's the thing. Danny Dimes can make dimes, except when he doesn't throw dimes.
Yeah, I think that's a good way to put it.
Right. I think he actually earns his nickname. It's just he turns the ball over too much because he usually is on target with his throws. He just doesn't know when not throw it. He doesn't know when to throw it away. And I just want to talk about one call that really showed the direction the NFL is heading in. So I'm not sure you remember when the Buccaneers were up 22-17, they were driving down the field. There was a pass, I don't remember who it was to, but it was on the right sideline. Tom Brady threw it in, and a Giants defender hit him as he caught the ball. They called it like a helmet-to-helmet call on a BS call that shouldn't have happened. He literally made a football play and tackled the guy. But the refs called it an illegal contact on the Giants because they simply just do not want the Giants to win. They want Tom Brady to win in primetime. Straight up.
I think that's one thing, but I also think
Wait, before you continue. Jamal Adams tweeted after that play. I'm going to pull it up right here. This is what really infuriates me. Where is it? Here, wait 1 second. Did he delete the tweet? Oh, yeah, he did. He kept it up. He said, ruining the game, dog, SMH. Because what he means is they are not making it. The NFL is becoming too much of an offensive league and not allowing defenders to make plays anymore. My apologies.
Yeah, I think what the league is trying to do is protect their valuable assets.
Absolutely. If Mahomes
And
and Tom Brady got COVID, league would shut down.
Makes me pissed off. Like, I'm not even kidding. It's just annoying, and I've had enough, to be honest with it, because
I have too. Trust me.
it's just I can't, like, there's so many things that you just want to, like, you want to have a cool hit, or you want to see those Legion of Boom type defenses.
The Legion of Boom wouldn't survive in this NFL.
Right, exactly.
I missed the Legion of Boom. That was a great defense.
Yeah, that was a fun defense.
Arguably the greatest defense of all time, by the way.
2015 Broncos were better, but...
Isn't that crazy? The Broncos lost in the Super Bowl because they were too offensively based. Then they put together an incredible defense and then won. It was like... Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, no, I'm a little skeptical about our team, the Packers. So
I would be too if I was a Packers fan. But I don't know. I'm just pissed about the Giants. Literally, Daniel Jones lost us the game last night. He missed out on literally 3 touchdowns just by making bad deep passes. And we've lost our last 3 games, and we've choked 11-point leads in all of them. So, I mean, I'm really kind of done with the Giants. I might go to the game next week in Washington, depending if things work out. Except I don't know if I want to be in Washington, D.C. after this election, so I might not go. But, yeah. I think
the peaceful transition to power.
I think it'll be fine. Whatever.
Yeah.
Let's just call it a podcast. It was very nice talking to you today, Jeff.
Thank you for having me.
I'll see you next week on the podcast, and we'll just talk some great football. Yeah? Thanks for tuning in. If you're still here, I really appreciate it. Leave a like and subscribe. And, yeah, see you next week. Bye.